All right, so let's pocket out some of this tray. Now, I'm on a different monitor and I don't have a webcam, so that's why I'm not looking at the camera. Okay, so if you see here, we have the tray. Now, it kind of looks funky because I'm going to cut the piece to size afterwards, so I don't really need this out of bounds line. So all I did is just adjust your cut depth. If you put it to 0, it won't even register as a cut. So even when you go to simulate, it won't do it. So that bit that I sent you a link to, it's a 3/4 inch bowl bit. So to add that, you just come up here to add bit, and I haven't done this in a while. Just go to add bit, add a custom bit, name it whatever you want. And then I usually add the dimension there because it's what you see a little bit easier. Just call it a down cut. And then your cutting diameter is 0.75. Save. So then when you come back into your bits up here, right there it is. Okay, I have all mine entered in there with the name. I don't usually use Amana. I've had better luck with the company that I go with, RIP Precision. I don't know if they have a bowl bit yet, but I talk with one of the owners quite a bit, and he asked for things that we would like to see. So that's something that hopefully they'll add to their repertoire. So after you pick the bit, the other big thing is your cut settings. So for the bowl bit, on your first pass, it's going to leave a bunch of those lines. Okay, that has to do with step over, which we'll get to in the next part here. For this, it's a low feed rate because you're going to be hogging out a bunch of material. MDF is a little different, which I suggest starting on just because it's better on, it's okay on your bits, and if you mess up on your depth per pass, where like let's say you go too deep, you're not going to mess a whole bunch of stuff up. So my feed rate is right here, and that's for my first pass. And I do that in hardwood as well. If it's super hard, maybe back the depth to like 1.5 or 1.2. So I'll let you look at that. Okay, so when we go here, now, let me move this. I have it zeroed, but let me move this to, come on. And then, I'm sure you know this, but if you go up to Edit, Center Material, it'll center it on the workpiece that you have parametered out. So here you go. Now, if we do a detailed view, this is going to show me what the bit that I have selected will cut out. Obviously, so I believe these are for 1/4 inch CNC bits. So a 3/4 inch is not going to fit in that pocket. Okay, there's your projection. So if we add a detailing bit, I used a 1/4 inch down cut yesterday. I don't know why it's so slow this morning. Come on. Oh, okay, there it is. And there you go. And actually that worked really well, especially since it's MDF. So my settings for the 1/4 inch are, this is what I used. Yep, right here. So mine are, they're not Astra coated, but it's the same kind of thing, but this bit is from RIP Precision. So feed rate at 150, which this is kind of aggressive in comparison to what other people do, but the 150 will handle it as long as your bit is good. So those are my feeds and speeds there. Oh, also to note, on your bowl bit, you want to back down the RPMs on the Makita. I think I run it at 15,000 RPMs versus 18,000 for my 1/4 inch, and then what is it, 21 or 22,000 for my V-bits. That's big. That'll save you. So make sure you back this baby down. All right, and again, I can share my feeds and speeds document that I have for just the bits that I have with you. And again, depending on what kind of wood, I've learned how to adjust it. So again, if you ever have questions, just let me know. Anyway, so we go back to what I would do if you bring up your storyboard or whatever you call it down here. I have 3 of them. Okay, so it's all the same, and you just duplicate, and then do your adjustments. And get in a habit of renaming them. So if you just drop it down, you can rename them. Because otherwise, when you get into the post processor on the machine, it gets very confusing. And then you have to go back and re-download and whatever. I hook up my computer to the post processor via Wi-Fi, so I can control everything on my screen. And my other computer that I use is touchscreen, so it's pretty nice. I have the luxury of having Wi-Fi in my shop, so that's just what I do. Anyways, so here we're going to start with the main piece, and I know that with my 3/4 inch bit, I'm going to get rid of this so it's not confusing. With my 3/4 inch main bit, I'm only going to be able to carve out these 5 objects. These are just too small for the 3/4 inch bit. So what you want to do is make sure when you click on all of these, just make sure that, I think this is, 0.4. So it's 3/4 inch sheet of MDF. So 0.4, we're not going to go all the way through. So you're going to go up to Machine, General Settings. Now here's what we want to look at when you are doing bowls or any kind of tray or whatever. Okay, don't worry about over here, that's for V-bit. Here, for this particular shape, safety height doesn't really matter, it'll automatically be okay. I would run your first pass, or passes, with a step over of 40%. Even with the 3/4 inch bit, you're going to have those little lines that you see, that's fine. But you want to hog out a bunch of the material. So you would download the G-code, and it looks like you know how to get it to the machine. If not, let me know, and that's pretty simple too. So after you run it, you come back, and then I go to my next, so another thing, for trays, I don't know why, but for trays it's a lot easier to zero it out. So you're going to put all of what you plan to cut on the origin. 0, 0, boom. And then that way, each one that you go to is all the same. I don't know why, but for trays, it just makes it easier. Just remember, don't use your touch probe on the stock when you put it on the machine. You have to zero, or you have to find center and then do all that. Okay, so here I have this labeled as 20%, which I actually changed it to 15. Okay, so here, again, if I moved it, you can see that I'm only using my bowl bit, and I do not have the projection for these smaller areas because they can't be cut. Now, if I go into Machine, General Settings, Safety height, I don't think I touched. And step over, I dropped it down to 15%. So what that means is it's going to cut a lot closer to the previous line that it just cut, which gives you a much smoother piece in the end. Obviously, yes, you can drop it down to like 5. However, I've never done that, so I haven't had to with a 3/4 inch bit, even on my hardwoods. Another thing to note, I changed my feed and my depth per pass. So I changed it to 0.45 because I also changed my cut depth for those 5 pieces that I just did in the previous window to 0.45 because I want to go down that extra, what would that be, 5/100ths of an inch, because I want to remove a little bit more stock. As it's going faster, it can handle it, and that's what's going to smooth everything out. I've tried like 300ths, and it wasn't as crisp as the 500th. So I suggest dropping it down another 0.05 in the end. Okay, this is where it gets a little confusing because there's a lot of things to change. But I went back and I selected all 5 of these, and I dropped the overall depth to 0.45, which is the plus 0.05 from the previous design. And then when I go into settings, here you go. Don't change the RPMs in on the router. Keep it at 15K. Feed rate is doubled just because you can just fly through this. Otherwise, you'll sit there for hours. Plunge rate stays the same. I have a really low plunge rate just because it's a wide bit. And then here you go. Make sure you change that depth per pass to whatever it is, the same as the depth of cut. Again, otherwise you're just wasting time. You'll just sit there and watch the bit cut air for its first round of passes. Okay, I did that. So then after that, I'm going to come and I'm going to change the bit. You're then going to re-zero out your bit. I used a 1/4 inch on this. You're going to recenter or re-Z it, which you can use the probe, or a lot of people like to just use the paper method. If you don't know what that is, just let me know. Okay, so what I like to do is I don't want to be able to see the things that I've already cut that are done on here. Now this is for trays. Other things you're going to want to be able to see it. Also note, my stock that I ended up using was a little bit bigger than what the plans called for, so I did have it cut one groove around the outside just so I can go back to the table saw and miter saw and cut it to length and width. Okay, so here I have my 1/4 inch bit, no other bit, cut settings. I can go up to, I think it's 60 as a plunge rate, but I don't know, it's a little fast for me, so I don't like to do that. But my pieces that were already cut, I zeroed the cut level out. So it's not going to cut it. Otherwise, again, it's just going to run there and cut air. You might get a little bit of sharper corner, which is fine if that's what you want, but you're going to waste a bunch of time. So I only have the pieces that I want cut. And for this particular thing, I kept the step over at 40%. So once everything is good to go, back up to machine, kept it at 40%. I will then download the G-code, comes to here, and then if I was at my shop, I would have the CNC interface on one of my tabs, go in there, upload it, get the machine all ready to go, and then run her. So that completes today. If you have any questions, as always, feel free to reach out. Let me know. Thank you.